Welcome back to another video in our simple platformer game series on Scratch. In this video, we're going to add an enemy. Let's jump right into it. I have downloaded a sprite from opengameart.com .org, and that sprite is this Adromulus, something like that. It's pretty cool looking, kind of scary, but it's going to work for our first enemy. And I'm going to give him a name instead of the file name, which is enemy1. Enemy1. All right, and what we're going to do is choose a location for this sprite to start from. Now this is a flying sprite. You might have a ground sprite, so yours might vary a little bit in this video, but I'm going to set him here for now. And to get things started, we're going to say that when the green flag is clicked, make sure the game is stopped, and we're going to put go to that position. So when we start the game, it's there on the left. All right. Now we want this sprite, mine's going to be a flying sprite, to glide to a random position for 4 seconds, let's say. So we can test this out. When I click the green flag, it'll go to that starting position. It'll pick a random location and then glide there for 4 seconds and then stop. If I want that to happen again, I can put it inside of a repeat loop like this. Kind of scary, it's coming right towards me. And then it'll pick a new location. I can throw fireballs at it as it's flying. But nothing's going to happen. I haven't coded the game to do anything when that fireball gets there. But we do need to be able to take it out, because that is a dangerous looking enemy. And we need to give it some health. So what we're going to do is add some enemy health. And we're going to go to make a variable. And we're going to choose, for this sprite only, health. Maybe we'll call it HP for health points. Now, we don't really need this to display on the screen. We'll let the player figure out how many hits it's going to take. So we're going to uncheck this box. If you'd like to keep track to make sure your things are working, you can turn it on to see how it changes. But for now, we're just going to turn it off. When the green flag is clicked, we are going to set this enemy1's HP to, how about 100? Okay. Now, when at some point, once the game has begun, we can change this green flag later. But when the green flag is clicked, forever, if this enemy comes in contact with our fireball, it might be doing something different with like a frost bolt. But if touching our fireball, we're going to take some damage. And this fireball makes me think about a damage over time ability, like a certain type of fireball might cause the enemy to slowly lose health even after it's taken direct damage. For now, let's stay focused. If touching fireball, we're going to change this player's health by minus 50, we'll say. So, enemy has 100 health. Each time the fireball hits the enemy, it'll change his HP by 50, subtracting 50 from 100, so it will have to be hit 2 times. We're going to say that if the health equals 0, hide. There's lots of little details we can add to this, but let's just test to make sure that it works, that we can take our enemy out. If HP equals 0, hide. And of course, we're going to need a show when the game begins. So we've created 3 different sequences here. One that deals with the HP setting to 100 and the position. Another one that deals with how to display the enemy. When the green flag is clicked, set the visibility to show. You know what? I think I'd rather have it like this. One that deals with health altogether, one that deals with movement, and this one that deals with coming in contact with the fireball projectile. Okay, let's go. Let's test it out. I'm eager. Ooh, okay. So let's turn on our variable and let's see what happened. So the enemy health is 0. Okay. Aha. So it happened so that it flew right through him and it hit him twice so quickly. Now we can change this in a couple different ways. We could say that if it touches the fireball, wait 1 second before subtracting 50, but it flies right through him. I don't want this fireball just to fly right through. It should be getting absorbed, at least with this spell. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't really seem super realistic at this point. So what we need to do, having fun playing now, what we're going to do is instead of waiting 1 second, you can test that out. I think you should test that out. But instead of waiting 1 second to allow us to take damage away again with that second throw, we need to update our projectile. We're back with this code from our second video here on our fireball. And it's not going to repeat our movement until it touches the edge anymore. It could be, but it should also be that if we're touching an enemy. And so we're going to say that if it is touching the edge of the screen, it'll hide. Or if it's touching our enemy number 1. Enemy number 1. Okay, I should do it. So we can throw a fireball, it hits the edge of the screen, and it disappears. Right? We can throw a fireball, and if it hits the enemy, subtracts his health by 50, absorbs it. Got him. We did it. How awesome. Now we can safely proceed to the next level, and we are on to the next adventure. Okay, that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. I think in the next video, we'll probably add the ability for the enemy to come back onto this level. And I think we should add some sounds too. That'll be in an upcoming video. Sounds, next enemy, or maybe even the game start menu, because it's starting to feel like a real game now. We're going to upgrade our version number to 0.4 and save it. It's always good to save it to your computer too, so you have a backup copy of your game. Good luck out there. Having a blast with this simple platformer series really is starting to feel good, especially using some of our own designs and also some sprites outside of Scratch. Great, great stuff. Good luck out there. Happy coding. Have fun.